Hey everyone, I just wanted to talk a couple minutes about, some of the things I do. I've had people who have reached out to me over the years, since I've been doing real estate and the rentals, and I have a lot of people that, have quietly, secretly come to me because, they're a little embarrassed or maybe a little ashamed or feel defeated or that they're not worthy enough to be able to do other things or, be whatever success is to them. And each of us, I believe, all have or did have a dream at one time or another about things we wanted to do and things that we thought we ought to be or could be. And by the way, that makes no difference whether you're the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, a janitor, a Zamboni driver, flipping burgers at a burger joint. It doesn't matter. Whatever that is for you that resonates inside of you, those are the things that are success, to each of us. For me, it's just trying to see how far I can go. I didn't think I could, didn't think I was capable. I didn't think I'd be anything more than, the job that I, had full time. So, working in a factory, I worked in several factories, doing different things. And, that's what I was supposed to do. Go to work, come home, have a family, and those other things that I used to lay there or sit there, or sometimes when I go on my walk like I am now, and and I would think of these things and they would give me butterflies and it just made me really happy to think that the possibility was that I'd be able to be something more than what I was. And just for the record, what I do, in manufacturing, I actually enjoy. I like the opportunities, I like the struggles, and believe it or not, I even like the bad times. I mean, after all, we fail at 70% of the things that we try, which is why successful people are successful, because they don't stop. They keep pushing and pushing and pushing. They don't talk about the things that go wrong, because they probably think much like me that it's learning opportunities. I don't look at the times that things don't go right for me as failures. I've always said, what's that quote I have? If you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough. And that's just a fact. I mean, you keep picking yourself up. I mean, you hear people say, and I do believe this, I do believe that whether people mean to or not, they try to stop you from chasing those things or being those things because they're afraid of, you being hurt or falling into a deep depression because, you don't do it. They care about you. Other people are just, jealous, envious, incapable, maybe don't have the support, maybe don't have the confidence. I mean, after all it is perseverance. But getting back to my point is that I go for these walks, and it's along these walks that I see the things that it is that I want to do. I feel those things, and I want some ducks over there. And it gives me time to think about the stuff, and there are no boundaries. There is no, this is impossible. I will never be that. I go if the sky's the limit. My dad, who I miss very much, used to say to me all the time, reach for the stars and you'll get to the moon. And he was right. All you have to do is, think of these things. What is it you want to do? Where is it you want to go? And do it. So uh, I've seemed to have gone off on a tangent here on something else, but I just wanted to tell people that ask me how I do it. Here's how I do it. I go for walks through Jackson's Park. I try to go a few times a week, and God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, puts things in my head, and I write those things down, regardless of how crazy they may seem. And when I get back, I write them down on my notepad. And everybody who knows me knows I carry a notepad and a pen on me, and I write these things down. Some of this stuff ends up going nowhere, but every once in a while, there's a little seed that gets planted, and or an idea or a strategy. But whatever those things are, that's what I run with. Most of the time with the things that I run with are now, plans on making things better, of getting my sail turned in just a certain way so that my ship moves a little bit quicker. But, every once in a while, there's something that comes into my path that I have to build a big plan for. So I figure out what the end plan is, and then I figure out the baby steps in between. And it makes no difference, by the way, how long it takes you. What really matters is that you start. Because whether it take you a day, a week, a month, a year, 10 years, the sooner you take to finally get yourself going, the sooner you get the result. And by the way, you are going to trip, you are going to fall, you are going to make mistakes. Get back up if it's important enough to you and do it again. I've had over a number of years of different people who look at everything in a negative light. I really try not to. And you know as well as I do, some days it's harder than others. I knew this one person who said to me, they said, oh, my whole day's been ruined. I got cut off. I was driving up Lansdowne Street, and this guy who came out from nowhere and just cut me off with total disregard, and he just completely ruined my entire day. And I said, well, let me tell you a story of when I was driving up Lansdowne one day, and I was listening to the radio, and I was engaged in what the announcer was talking about. And I seen my turn was coming up at the last minute, and without even signaling, I jumped over into the other lane, and I cut the guy off that was behind me. And so I was like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I kind of waved at him, and he's flipping me off because I just ruined his day, because my whole plan for the day was to cut him off and ruin his day. Well, I said to this individual, how come when I do it, it's a mistake and I'm sorry? Or you do it, it's a mistake and I'm sorry. But when somebody else does it, they went out of their way to ruin your day and to piss you off. And, we do these things, we self-sabotage ourselves into thinking that people are going out of their way to do these things on purpose to us. And that's really not so. So, again, I ran off on another tangent in another direction, and I could break all these things down. And like I said, I'm just going for a walk, and I'm here actually thinking about my plan for the new year. It's why I'm out on this walk. What is it I want to get to by the end of 2024, and what do I got to do to make those things happen? I set the bar high. I always do, because I like to make things difficult, because if it was easy, everybody would do it. So I go on these walks, getting back full circle to the people who have come to me and asked me, what I have to do, or what they have to do, what I did. And truthfully speaking, I went to that quiet place, which is my walk through Jackson's Park, and I just quiet my mind and think about the things that, well, I think about a couple things actually. I think currently what is happening that is good or bad, And by the way, another little quote, it's not what you do when things are going well. It's how you handle things when things are going bad. And so I typically, along my walks, look at the things that need to be fixed or corrected or made better, or, as I said before, an end goal for my year. And so I run through Jackson Park, or not run, I walk through Jackson Park, and I think of all those things. And it doesn't matter how impossible, it doesn't matter how big, grandiose, any way you want to put it. If it resonates in me, I write it down. And I take time and I spend time on it, thinking about what it is that I can do to, bring these things to fruition. Is it going to work? Is it not? Or there are things too that come in that's given to me by my walk through God or the universe or whatever you want to call it, that may not be something that I can do today, but it's certainly something that I can look at doing somewhere down the road that could be put into my plans in a year, or maybe 2 year or 5 year, 10-year plan, whatever it might be. But if it's important to me, that's what I do. And what I wanted to share with you is this. If it's in your stomach and it gives you butterflies and makes you want to dream, it makes you happy, it's something that you want to be or do, write it down and put things in place to do it. Go for a walk, read, quiet your mind, whatever it takes, but make it happen. One last thought, it just occurred to me. If you're not sure, because you really don't have anybody to talk to or answer some of your questions, it's tough. Finding like-minded people, I've had to do a lot of it on my own. I would love nothing more than to have a mastermind group with like-minded people. Unfortunately, I don't know any, so I just kind of plug along doing it on my own. But I guess the olive branch I'm putting out to you is that if you are wanting to do something or not sure of the thoughts you have, listen, if you have questions, reach out to me, message me, call me, text me. Makes no difference to me. But I'm always happy to talk about it, and I'm always happy to help. I just, something about growth and self-help, I guess. There's something meditating in that, and I just want to be able to help you. So reach out.